Hey, what's up, my friends? So welcome back to this month's price action analysis where I share with you the best trending markets that I'm seeing in the markets right now. So we cover stocks, we cover forex, commodities and whatnot. So let's kick off right with the stock markets because that's where I'm seeing the action lies right now. So if you look at the S&P 500 recently, right, we have a pullback, a relatively steep pullback, right, from 4,800 down to about the low of 4,200. So if you look, or rather if you do the math, right, that is about a 15% decline. I'm just calculating at the top of my head, about a 15% decline. And if you look back historically on the S&P 500, pullbacks is perfectly right normal, right, in the stock market or any market, because you need pullback, right, for the trend to sustain itself, where the weak holders, they get, washed out, new buyers to come in, the trend continue itself, and the cycle rinse repeat itself. So a trend, right, is only sustainable when there is, ebb and flow in the market, when there is a pullback, a continuation of the move, a pullback, etc. So if you look back, right, historically with this, pullback here, pullback here, pullback here, pullback. I'm just kind of like drawing the obvious one I'm seeing over here, here, and the more recent ones over here. So when you are trading stocks, right, it's perfectly sound, right, to have pullback, anywhere between 10 to 20 or even 30% pullback, right? It's normal, right? But what I would say abnormal if you have a pullback that is larger than 30%, 40%, 50%, and probably we are in a bear market, in a recession, and that's where you want to, shift your buyers from bullish to bearish. So that's one thing to share. Another thing to add is also, it's very important, right, to have a line, or rather an area on the chart where you will tell yourself if the market breaks below that level, right, you will stop being bullish, you will stop buying stocks. Instead, you would rather want to remain in cash. So for me, that level right now on this chart is around the 4,200 price point. Okay, so if the price, right, if the S&P 500 breaks and close below this area of support, if it comes down lower, breaks, close below it, right, I will stop being bullish, I will stop buying stocks, okay, and whatever positions I have, or rather whatever cash I have, I will just let it remain in cash. I will stop buying stocks. So until that level is broken, right, I will still remain bullish in the stock market. And of course, right, like all traders out there, right, I have my share of losses as well. When this stock market came down lower, this pullback, I got stopped out on a number of positions, and I'm going to share them with you right now because that is kind of like the reality of trading. There's no way of not having losses in the stock market. So let me share with you one which or rather two, right. I'll share with you this one first. This one I spoke about last I think on the previous month's market analysis. I said I was bullish on this stock called Marvell Technologies, right? You can see that this trend is in a nice uptrend, price coming towards this area of support with a nice bullish price rejection. I got long on the next candle, right? So on this next candle, I got long. Okay, then I had my first target, right, just before this swing high, right? But of course, before the price can reach my target, what happened is that this stock pretty much collapsed down lower. So I got a loss, I got hit on this loss, right, when the overall stock market corrects. So again, I'm not spared, I have losses myself as well. Another trade that I also had a loss is Asana. Okay, just to walk you through. So this one over here, I had a entry trigger, right, to go along when this stock, right, was forming this bull flag pattern in this uptrend. So you can see this stock is in an uptrend. It formed a nice bull flag, break and close above it. I went long and I had a trailing stop loss. I was looking to ride this long-term uptrend higher. And again, what happened is I pretty much caught the top, right? I bought right at the highs before this stock collapsed down lower and hit my trailing stop loss. So again, I have losses myself. I don't hide it, right? I just want to share with you that, as a trader, right, no matter how many years you've been trading, right, you will still see losses, right? Especially if you trade stocks and the overall stock market makes a pullback, you will almost, I won't say guarantee, right, but you are very likely to see losses across the board as well. Okay, so those are a few things to share with you. So moving on, right, opportunities that I'm seeing right now. So there are a few opportunities in the oil sector. So if you look at I'll just share with you the oil sector. We can look at the Brent crude oil. You can see that it's in pretty much a very nice uptrend, right, since I think the last 1 year or so. Ever since the price, right, went negative in the futures market for WTI. This is the Brent crude oil, by the way, right? Ever since the WTI went negative for the futures market, the oil market. If you don't know what I'm talking about, never mind, right? Just know that the oil market over the last couple of years, very nice bullish uptrend, and this, right, translate, right, to individual oil stocks, right, which are also in an uptrend. So a few oil stocks which are, I would say, worth keeping a lookout. Let me just walk you through. First one is COP, Phillips. Hold on, I'm a cop, right? It's Phillips, right? So this is an oil company. So you can see that this is similar. The price action of this chart is similar to the oil market which I shared with you earlier, Brent crude oil or WTI. They look similar because this is an oil stock. So if you want to look for opportunities, right? Buying opportunities in this stock, right? You can see this stock is in an uptrend. Why I picked this one is also because this stock, right, had a positive earnings, right, over the last few quarters. You can see beats earning expectation here, 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 and you kind of get my point. It's a nice uptrend. Great. So the next question is, where can we look for buying opportunities? Where is the area of value? And from what I'm seeing over here, I would say this is let's try the 50 MA. Okay, so 50 MA, yeah, price slicing a little bit, so not too relevant. So I would say this one over here, right, is an area of value worth keeping a lookout around the $80 price point, slightly below the $80. So you can see this is the swing high, price retested it once over here. Possibly if oil makes a pullback, right, this would be the area I'm looking for a bullish price rejection, right, to get an opportunity, right, to go long on this stock. So looking for something like a hammer, right, let's say that's a entry trigger to go long. So you can look to enter on the next day open. Stop loss would go a distance below this low, somewhere about here. If you're looking to capture that one swing up higher, I would say possible target could be just before the $92 price point. So your risk to reward would be something like from here, right? This would be your reward RE. Then from here, right, to here, right, would be your risk. So from a risk to reward standpoint, I would say risking $1 to possibly make $1.50 or more, somewhere along those lines. I do not have the exact figures because I did not use the tool to measure the risk to reward, but they're about there, right? Assuming that this is the entry trigger we have, assuming the entry stops and target, which I've just shared with you. So this is a ConcordPhillips stock to keep a lookout. Another oil stock is MRO, Marathon Oil Corporation. So you can see it's very similar to ConcordPhillips, very similar to the oil market I shared with you. If I show you WTI, okay, let's go to futures, oil futures. You can see, all right, they look, I would say they look similar, right? Not exactly, tit for tat, but yeah, similar. So anyway, back to MRO, Marathon Oil Futures. Yep. So again, I'm bullish on this stock. This setup is very similar to ConcordPhillips, so I don't think we need to talk too much about it. But the key level I will be looking for is around the $17 price point. Right? If this stock does make a pullback towards this area of value, looking for bullish price rejection here to occur before I look for a long setup to get long on this particular stock. Okay, so a few more to share, right? Next one, right? Let's talk about breakout, right? So this one here is Morgan Stanley. This is not oil. This is a bank. Okay. So you can see that Morgan Stanley, if I just zoom out a little bit, let's go to the weekly time frame. Why I like this is that if you look at the weekly time frame, this stock, right, is trading near all-time highs. This is the all-time highs at around $106. So stocks which are trading at near all-time highs is bullish because this tells you that the stock is strong, right? So this is why it's trading at all-time highs. If a stock is not strong, it's not fundamentally sound, it's probably at all-time lows or just chopping up and down, middle of nowhere. So technically, right, whenever stock is near all-time highs, I love, right, to pay attention to it. Okay, so again, you can see this stock over here, right? If you look at the weekly, we see, depending which time frame you want to trade on, I rather look at the daily time frame. You can see that right now it's making this consolidation on this rectangle over here. Okay, so a simple way to trade this stock, sorry, is to simply look to trade the breakout of this resistance. Okay, so if the stock hit higher towards this area of resistance and it breaks and closes above it, right, you can look to enter to buy, right, and to ride the trend up higher. So if you are looking to ride this long-term uptrend, it doesn't make sense to have like a trailing stop loss of, let's say, 5% or maybe 10%. You will you will have a good chance of getting stopped out because if you look at this stock, right, it swings up and down, right? So you can, from here, it swings from $106 down to $92. That is like, how much is that? That is like, I don't know, about 10%. 106 minus $10 is 96. So about 15% decline, okay, over here. So if your trailing stop loss is like 5%, 10%, you are very likely to get, stopped out of this trade. So, if you want to ride the long-term uptrend of this stock, have a wider trailing stop loss. I like to use volatility to trail my stop loss. So one way is you can use the average true range indicator. This indicator is called the Chandelier Crow stop. It takes into account the volatility of this stock and then it adds a multiple to it. So in this case, it's actually a 8 ATR trailing stop loss. The multiple is 8. Okay, so it's something you can consider. If 8 is too wide for you, you can reduce down to 5, 6. It's up to your preference. But for me, I like to go with 8, right? So if I do catch the trend, okay, you can see that I would possibly hold onto this stock for quite a while. All right, and I'm fine with it because I like to just hold stocks, not do anything, and kind of like get paid, right, for being on the right side of the trade. So that's my style. Okay, so this is Morgan Stanley, a potential breakout on this stock. Another one is Alcoa Corporation. Okay, you can see again this one here, this stock is bullish as well. If you look at the weekly time frame, you know, this one here, it's not near all-time highs but multi-year highs. Okay, all-time highs was probably back in 2007. Okay, so right now we are near multi-year highs around $65. This stock is recovering, I would say, on the path to recovery from its all-time highs, right? So now it's on the path to recovery. So right now you can see that this stock, right, is still right now it's consolidating over here. Okay, and then possibly about to stage a breakout of this high. So again, a couple of ways you can look to trade this. So if we do get a pullback, this will be the level that you want to pay attention to around here, right? This pullback towards this swing low. Okay, the stock could come up and then reverse and give you a possible setup right at this around this $55 level. So you can look for a bullish entry trigger, again something like a hammer, a bullish engulfing pattern. If there is, that could be an entry trigger for you to get long. Otherwise, right, you could, for those of you who are comfortable trading breakouts, right, you can look to trade the breakout, right, of this highs, right, the break of this highs, right, a break and close above it. And again, trailing stop loss, I prefer to go with like a wider trailing stop loss. In terms of percentage, it will be around, I would say 8 ATR trailing stop loss is what I've shared earlier. Okay, there's this indicator here. Okay, so if the price, let's say, just a hypothetical scenario, let's say the price does break out of this highs, okay, and you get long, and the price continues up higher, this blue line, right, will continue to go up higher as well. So you'll come to a point where finally the price comes down lower and break and close below this chandelier crow stop. So this means that the price has hit your trailing stop loss and it's time to exit the trade. So that's kind of like your signal to get out, right, when the trend is starting to reverse. Okay, so anyway, that's pretty much it for me. If you enjoy such a market analysis, you know, you want to get such trending trading opportunities on a weekly basis, you can check out our Pro Trader Sage. This is a membership that I offer where I share with you a detailed breakdown of the markets I'm looking at each week, and every setup that I share, right, I would say almost all of them are trending markets. We look at stocks, we look at forex, commodities, and whatnot. So again, you can just check out Pro Trader Sage. I'll put the link somewhere below this video. Right, have a look at it if it's something that interests you. With that said, I wish you good luck, good trading. I will talk to you soon.